cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elijah, saying, Thy my husband is dead, and thou knowest is bread. Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elijah, saying, Thy servant my husband is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did. Fear the Lord, and the Creator is come to take unto him my two sons to be bondmen. And Elijah said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what hast thou in the house? And she said, Thine handmaid hath not anything in the house, save a pot of oil. Then he said, Go borrow thee vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow not a few. And when thy art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and upon thy sons, and shalt pour unto all those vessels, and thou shalt set aside that which is full. So she went from him and shut the door upon her and upon her sons who brought the vessels to her. And she poured out. And it came to pass, when the vessels was full, that she said unto her sons, Bring yet a vessel. And he said unto her, There is not a vessel more. And the oil stayed. Then she came and told the man of God. And he said, Go sell the oil and pay thy debt, and live thy and thy children of the rest. This message reveals that God can do what our emptiness, what God can do when our emptiness meets the obedience. When the widow went to Elijah explaining what she lost, she was telling him about her husband is gone, the money is gone, and her two sons is in danger. This just basically let us know that sometimes pain causes us to become so focused on what left us that we stop recognizing what God left with us. That little bit of oil that she recognized, that she deemed insignificant, is exactly what changed her situation. So I can understand how when they say pain causes us to focus on what we lost, because as I stand here today, I can say when I focus on things or people that I lost, I buried both parents. I buried a son. I buried a sister. I buried two father figures. But, I pushed past. I stayed the course and I turned my pain into purpose. And I have my youngest niece who entered college. So she was able to call on me to help her with the college thing. So if I decided to throw in the towel and give up, of course you would have figured it out. But it felt so good to get that call. Auntie Mika, can you help me with this? So we figured it out. So even when she's in college now and she had problems, I'm the one that she called. Why? Because I went to college. I was able to do it. I never gave up. And I remember when I was going to college, applying, it was so many scholarships that I almost gave up because I felt like there's no reason for me to go, but it was scholarships for people just like me because I lost parents. I lost a son. I was a state of the ward. I was on public housing. It was so many scholarships for me that, to be honest with you, when I went to community college, all those scholarships, it paid. Only thing I had to do was pay was for books. Because I actually was able to get so many scholarships. And when I transferred over to Rutgers, that was a different story because they're more expensive. But I only ended up having to pay $7,000. So the loss, actually, I focused on what he left for me, but I was able to benefit off of those things. So what I ended up with is don't let what you lost make you overlook what God left with you. So that little bit of oil may look insignificant, but when God put his hands on what remains, your ending can become the beginning of your overflow. Again, so when God put his hands on what remains, your ending can become the beginning of your overflow.